Hey guys, going to show you what it takes to remove your rocker panels on your ML. It's really quite simple. You got these little black clips, and it's a simple process of getting a fork in there and popping them out. So once this center piece is out, the pressure's off them so they can be removed. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. They come out pretty quick, and once you get the this front one off, the front piece slides forward, comes off, and once you get the 6 little black plastic clips out, it's just a matter of yanking the thing off. Whether you intend on keeping it or not is how hard you want to put on it. But if you're putting the rock sliders on, these things can pretty much just go in the garbage and just right in the morning. Hey again guys, John here with Infidel Garage. It's going to run you guys through the process of installing the netserts or rivnuts into your Mercedes to accept the rock sliders. So these are not complete. I'm actually in the process of test fitting this first piece. So don't expect to be this all you're going to get when you order them. It's a big piece of 1/4 inch 3x4 angle iron, and I've just got all the holes drilled for it down the line to match up with. We're gonna go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the top. Once I get these 7 top ones done, I'm gonna find good locations to drill through the bottom. And once it's drilled through on the angle iron, I'm going to remount it and match those spots here. Drill out this same size hole to accept 3/8 riv nut. Of course, I'll know which size hole that is by the time I get there. I haven't even looked into it yet. I'm a little bit excited to go ahead and try and test fit this. But so this is our riv nut gun, and this style is really useful for bigger riv nuts, such as 3/8 and up. There's ones that are more rivet gun like, where the handles are like one-handed. This is a 2-hand job made for bigger steel riv nuts. So get that sucker on there, thread it on there like that. Insert. Find a place to set the camera where you guys might be able to see what we're doing here. There you go. got the riv nuts held firmly against the body. It's simply a matter of E-manning it. Tighten up a little bit. A little bit more. And there's a depth gauge on these as well, so you can see how much force you're actually putting in, and you'll know when it's set. That's set. And riv nutterer, so it backs right out. And now we've got a place we can stick a 3/8 bolt. So the threading on these is 3/8 by 16. And that's what's going to be used to mount it. We're not going to worry about this one. We're going to use those 7 down the line, just because when I do the step that's going to be welded to the outside part here, for those that want it, this one would be in the way. And I mean, we've got 2 really close together, so I want to take advantage of all the strength down the line, but with 2 being here, this one's not really necessary. And on the bottom, there's really nothing to use. These holes are too small, and there's definitely just not enough of them. Yeah, I know for a fact this panel will hold once the angle iron is on it. If used for a step, it'll hold. And once we've got the plate running down the bottom, there's going to be a 1x2, which is sitting right there. It's going to be a 1x2 piece, welded full length down the bottom of that angle iron. So the first thing a rock hits is not going to be a pinch weld. It's going to be that piece of angle, or a piece of 1x2 tubing. It's 3/16 thick, nice and strong. And if you're sliding down a rock, it's all going to go on that. You're not going to have to worry about hitting the pinch weld or the bottom of your body mounts. The only thing I don't know, as of right now, is once we have a step coming off of here, if you encounter a rock on the trail, and your vehicle's leaned over, and that rock is pushing up out here with all that force, how well it's going to hold up to the sheet metal on the bottom. It's the only thing I'm really worried about. I'm going to make sure it's tested before we advertise them like that. So, I mean, as a rock slider down the bottom, you're going to be good. As a rock slider to the side, for side impact, it's going to be good. But once that rail is sticking out, like these guys, I don't know how much force we're going to be able to put on those. What's up, kiddo? Yeah, so that's it. You want to help put these riv nuts in? Yeah? Alright, we'll see if he can He-Man these things in there. If he can do it, you can do it. But there's a second way. There's a second way to set riv nuts, and that's using the bolt and sticking a nut on it, and then the riv nut, installing it like we did, and then you tighten down the nut on the outside. If you absolutely can't get a hold of one of these from Amazon or eBay, if you do order one, make sure you've got the 3/8 16 adapter for it, or have a shop install it. It's really that simple. It's definitely worth just buying one, to me, and getting it done yourself. I don't know what the heck a shop would charge to do those. Probably, $1,000 or something if you go to Mercedes. They'll probably tell you to get the hell out of the shop for messing up their vehicle if you go to Mercedes, but whatever. The whole purpose behind the rock sliders is to keep this kind of stuff from happening. You can tell that's where I straightened it back out, but all this was folded up along with the plastic, what would you call it, plastic rocker panel. It was all folded up because somebody stuck a jack under here and didn't use the frame. It's like that on both sides. It's like that on my GTO. People don't know where to put jacks as lift points, and it suffers like that. So it'll be dual purpose or triple purpose. You'll have somewhere to jack up the vehicle. You'll have rock protection, and if you want to get the steps, the rails that go on it, you'll have a step. And these are going to be really customizable. You'll be able to put plates on them. I have a whole bunch of different options. Maybe even kick out that'll come out on the backside, and it'll be more of a step for you to gain access to the roof. So this is what that first side looks like that I did, and this one I don't like. No, I like it. It's definitely strong as hell, but it's fastened to the frame. And if you guys can see, the sun's kicking this dude's ass. But it's fastened to the frame. And 3 strong points with already existing holes, so no drilling. They're definitely solid, but one thing I don't like is that the body and the frame are at the same exact height if you don't have a body lift. And you have to drop under the body to get the legs to come to the outside and then come back up with it. So, I mean, we just lost 2.5 inches of clearance on the side.
It's the only thing that slowly stops the pain goes on. I push my fingers until
Alright, so working on some clearance issues that we're going to have mounting straight, perfectly flat metal to metal with some curves in it. Now, the majority of this surface is nice and completely flat on the side of the ML. We do have right on the front this little piece. You can see the shadow here. Sticks out just a little bit. So
I push my fingers until it's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. If the pain goes on. Insane, all I've got is insane, all I've got is insane.
but no, it's gonna be hard to tell with this lens on this GoPro. Everything's curved, but starting right about here, the pinch weld starts to curve down just ever so slightly. If I was to draw a line straight across, I'd end up here. So that's how much difference there is. Top of this line to the bottom of that line to the bottom of this one. Curves down, and it also brings the bottom portion of the rocker starts to curve down with it. So we're putting a piece of flat angle iron there, and it's 1/4 inch thick. It ain't gonna bend. It's not just gonna bend to the will of this sheet metal, and it's the whole point of it. It's not supposed to bend, so we're gonna have to pre-bend bottom of the rocker here. Everywhere I kind of did a little scribble. I have to push that up, give it some abuse with a hammer, and everything should clear. Emphasis on should. It might be good. Hell if I know. I'm new here. What's that look like to you guys? Looks pretty darn good to me. Man, I should have come from the factory like that. It's pretty. All the rib nuts are in. You're at this point. Take time and do a little tape job, however you want. And I sprayed mine black just to match the color of the slider. All the rib nuts in. Again, taped it off, kept the line straight, and blacked out the outsides. I am gonna have to hit what was underneath. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, you can see some surface rust building, which was under my the plastic rocker covers. So I'll hit that later on, some point down the road. But this is the driver's side rock slider. A little hard to make out since I painted it black, but got a 2x1, and it's 3/16 thick. That's running down the length, and the outside main body portion of the slider is made out of 3x4 1/4 inch steel. I just weighed them. Each one's going to be 50 pounds. The holes that I've got on the bottom are drilled out big enough to fit your socket in. So these take a 9/16 socket, and they're big enough to reach in there and grab the bolt head. The bolt, once it's in, is held. It actually hits the inside of this guy, so it's nice and secure. You're able to get a socket in there and run it out. This end might have better lighting for you to see. That's the profile of it. So here's how you'd install one once you get it. Very simple process. You want to put a bolt in?
I'm gonna help my dad. Okay.
Yeah, that bolt did come out.
Let's see how this does, guys. Whoa. Which way do you screw it?
There you go.
There you go.
take it out.
Yep. There. Dead.
You can see, so C-clamp again. Right where you're trying to put the bolt. Pulls it in just enough to be able to get to the bolt. My socket flew off. It's stuck now. There we go. Alright. See? Nice and lined up. The camera's gonna get in its own way. It's a simple matter, just tightening it down. And that's it. So you want to make sure you got the outside lined up just how you want it.